are just as strong as what you would get with a severe thunderstorm warning. So that begins at 58 miles per hour. We had a 58-mile-per-hour gust at Gary. And in Michigan City, 66-mile-per-hour wind gusts were reported earlier today. In Batavia, 50 miles per hour, 49 in Waukegan, and about 48 miles per hour at Chicago O'Hare. So again, we do have that wind advisory that's going to remain in effect until 9 p.m., but it's still going to stay gusty through the night and then even into our day tomorrow. Take a look at some of the scattered power outages. Not a ton, but we are seeing roughly 2,000 customers that are in the dark, likely because of those winds. Again, the entire area has that wind advisory remaining in effect until 9 p.m. And of course, all attention at this point is already turning to this upcoming weekend. So we have dry skies for Thursday on Thanksgiving, same thing on Friday, but by Saturday morning, we have snow that's going to be moving in, and it could be briefly heavy. In fact, some portions of the area could be seeing 4, 6 inches or more. I'll talk more about it coming up.
Well, and that's all happening here on this Thanksgiving.
But if you're wondering about Thanksgiving Day, things are fine. It's just going to be cold. We'll wake up in the low 20s, warm up to about the freezing mark, and we're going to see dry skies tomorrow. The radar currently showing we have spotty snow showers across portions of the area, and that combined with the winds, we could be seeing reduced visibilities for those of you that are hitting the roads out there this evening. Wind chill temperatures also are cold. So once you factor in those winds coming in out of the west that are gusting over 40 miles per hour, we're dealing with wind chill temps that range from the upper teens to mid-20s. That's what it feels like right now. And tonight we're going to have low temperatures dropping down into the low to mid-20s. We're at 26 degrees for the overnight low in the city. West-northwesterly winds are going to begin to calm down a little bit. But again, we're still in that wind advisory through 9 p.m. So 45 mile per hour plus wind gusts possible until then. After that, we're going to be in the 30 to 40 mile per hour range during the overnight. Now, let's jump things ahead. We're going to talk about the weekend. Dry skies on Thursday. Same thing on Friday, but then late Friday night into Saturday morning, that's when we start to see snow beginning to push in. And this is the system that we've been watching for several days now. And it's definitely trending like we're going to be on the cold side of this thing, which means accumulating snowfall. We're looking at disruptive snow totals going into this upcoming weekend. Now, I think if I had to throw out a very safe range that I think most of us are going to end up in, I think it's very safe to say that a lot of us are going to see 3 to 6 inches of snow, but many models are suggesting 6+ inches in some portions of the area. So we're still 3 days out from this system. We're going to be able to fine tune those numbers the closer that we get to it, but that's just an early idea of what kind of numbers we're talking about here. 5-day forecast for you. Dry skies tomorrow, 32 chance of snow, a high of 31, 32 on Sunday. Rain, snow showers going to be possible in the morning. Again, possibly mixing with rain. Most of it's going to be snow. And then after that, the bottom really drops out. We're going down to 10 degrees for your overnight low Sunday night into early Monday. Which means accumulating disruptive snowfall, and some portions of Chicagoland could be looking at a 6+ inch event here going into this weekend. Forecast low temperatures tonight. We're going down to the low to mid-20s, but guess what? It's going to get even colder next week. Those details coming up in your 7-day. PM, even after that advisory comes to an end, it's still going to be windy out there tonight. We're still looking at wind gusts around 40 miles per hour through at least midnight, but considered to be severe wind gusts that we're dealing with in places like Gary and Michigan City earlier today. In Batavia, we had a 50 mile per hour wind gust, 49 miles per hour in Waukegan, and at O'Hare today, we recorded a 48 mile per hour wind gust. Again, here's a look at all of the advisories. It extends throughout the entire Chicagoland region. That's lasting until 9 p.m. But then even after that, it's still going to remain windy. Now, there's been so many questions and eyeballs on this weekend because, as we know, it's a very busy travel weekend. And we're going to be dealing with snow, too. So let's walk you through the time frame here. Thursday and Friday, by the way, it's fine. It's just going to be cold. But then Friday night into Saturday, I have the clock stepped here around 9 p.m. on Friday. Watch as this snow begins to approach the area. So overnight Friday into early morning Saturday, we're going to start to see some light snow spreading across the area. So it's not going to start off as heavy snow. It's starting off as scattered light snow showers during the overnight. But then through the day on Saturday, snow is going to spread across the region. Heavy snow is expected at times. Now, there are a couple models still trying to bring in a couple raindrops, which of course would be cutting down those snow totals. But the majority of models now making it look like we are not going to miss out on this thing. So for those of you that love snow, I think you're going to be happy about the forecast. But for a lot of us that are going to be traveling or have family or friends that are going to be traveling in, out, or around the region this weekend, it's going to be creating some hassles and some headaches. So Futurecast showing that this is winding down going into Sunday morning. But take a look at this early look at totals. So we're still 3 days out. Numbers could change, but there seems to be a pretty good agreement that we're going to be seeing as much as 6+ inches of snow in at least some portions of the area. And if I had to choose who has the best chance of seeing 6+ inches, I think it's going to be the northern half of Chicagoland. Closer to the Wisconsin state line is where we could be seeing some of those higher totals, but nonetheless, a disruptive snowstorm is coming our way for Saturday, and then it's going to taper off going into Sunday. Your 5-day forecast here, low 30s for highs the next couple of days. We're dropping down to 20 as your high temperature on Monday. Low temperatures early next week could be in the single digits. So let's show you Futurecast now through tonight. No issues here. We have scattered snow showers out there currently, but those are going to be coming to an end. We have dry skies for your Thursday. Skies are going to be partly sunny through the day. It's still cold for Thanksgiving. We're looking at highs in the low 30s. And then there you see it Friday during the day. Things are okay. It's not until Friday night into Saturday that we start to see that snow reaching into the region. For tonight, we're dropping down to 26 degrees. Once that wind advisory comes to an end, we're still going to have wind gusts as high as about 40 miles per hour. Your 7-day forecast tomorrow, Friday, we're going to be in the low 30s. We have 100% chance of seeing that snow on Saturday. I don't think we're getting out of this one. And then on Sunday, we're going to start to see those showers tapering off, possibly a few raindrops mixing in. Temperatures warm up to about 32, and then we're going to drop off going into early next week. We have single-digit lows by Tuesday morning. Sylvia.
Wow. Okay. Thank you.
Be a severe wind gust. That's when we have severe thunderstorm warnings that are issued whenever we have thunderstorms that are producing winds that are this extreme. So that's what we were dealing with today without the thunderstorms. It was just the wind coming through. And the peak wind gust that I saw was 66 miles per hour. That was reported in Michigan City this morning. The Gary Airport, 58 miles per hour, 50 miles per hour in Batavia, and then just shy of that in both Waukegan as well as at O'Hare at 48 and 49 miles per hour. So it's no surprise here that we have scattered power outages. So these numbers have just been updated. And fortunately, it's now less than 2,000 customers that are without power this evening. Hopefully we can get that back up and running before the Thanksgiving rush tomorrow. But we still have that wind advisory that's remaining in effect for the entire region until 9 p.m. for those winds gusting as high as 45 to 50 miles per hour. Futurecast Thursday and Friday, dry skies. So if you're traveling on Thanksgiving Day or Black Friday, I think we're fine. It's just very cold, but we have snow that's building into the region this weekend, accumulating snow for all of us, and it's going to be disrupting holiday travel. Those details.
Emily, the winds will die down, what, this evening?
Yes, but just a little bit, just to take us out of that wind advisory criteria, but we're still going to be dealing with westerly winds gusting as high as 35 to 40 miles per hour during the overnight. And we do have that wind advisory remaining in effect until 9 p.m. So until that point, we're still going to be seeing 45+ mile per hour occasional wind gusts. Out there right now, too, we have scattered snowflakes, not a ton, but some scattered snow showers, especially across the northern tier of counties there near the Wisconsin state line. For tonight, we're dropping down to 26 degrees. Most suburbs are going to be in the low 20s. And then through the day tomorrow, things are fine. We have dry skies on Thursday, same thing on Friday, so no travel impacts for Thanksgiving or Black Friday. But then this weekend, totally different story. Early Saturday morning, we're going to have snow moving in. That's going to last all day long on Saturday, potentially becoming heavy at times. And several models now are bringing in totals that could potentially be 6+ inches in some portions of the Chicagoland area. So really something to watch going into this weekend, especially if you have friends, family that are going to be traveling on Saturday. Your 5-day forecast tomorrow, partly sunny for Thanksgiving, sunny skies on Friday. This weekend, we're cold. We have snow and then possibly a few raindrops in the mix on Sunday. By Monday, highs are only going to be near 20 degrees.
Yeah, we've been getting a lot of beautiful live looks as the sun has been setting, but it is a lot nicer to look at it from indoors than to be out in that wind.
Yeah, that's right. That wind makes all the difference to us today. So our current wind speeds, this is your sustained winds, not the wind gusts, are up to around 20 to 30 miles per hour for a lot of us, but the winds are still gusting over 40 miles per hour. And we still have that wind advisory that's going to remain in effect for the entire region until 9 p.m. So we're still going to be at risk of seeing those winds gusting over 45 miles per hour for a few more hours. But then even after this comes to an end at 9 p.m., It's still going to be windy tonight. We're counting on wind gusts as high as about 40 miles per hour throughout the overnight hours. And your forecast low temperatures tonight dropping down to the low to mid 20s for a lot of us. That is below average. Your average low now sits right around 30 degrees. So once you tack on those high winds, we're sending wind chill temperatures down into the teens tonight and early tomorrow. So your 3-day forecast, we are partly sunny on Thursday for Thanksgiving, a high of 32. Sunny skies expected for Black Friday, but then on Saturday, it's a sure bet. We are getting some snow around here, accumulating snow. And take a look at some of our wind gusts that we had today. 66 miles per hour. That was the highest gust that I've seen so far. And that was in Michigan City earlier this morning. Gary Airport reporting 58 mile per hour wind gusts. So these are damaging winds that we were dealing with earlier today. Now a lot of those wind gusts are in the 45 to 50 mile per hour range. Batavia 50 miles per hour, 49 miles per hour in Waukegan, and we hit 48 miles per hour at Chicago O'Hare. So the wind alerts that we have, that wind advisory that's going to remain in effect all the way until 9 p.m. But then even after 9 p.m., it's still going to be really gusty. We're counting on westerly winds gusting as high as about 35 to 40 miles per hour during the overnight. Fortunately, we're not dealing with any precipitation on Thursday. Friday also looking pretty good. But I know a lot of people are concerned about this weekend. So let's break down some of the details here. Friday, 9 p.m. We're still dry at this point, but notice the snow that's coming in out of the west. So it's going to move in, and it's just going to be light in the early morning hours of Saturday. But then it spreads across the region, becomes a little more heavy, and we're going to have widespread snow throughout the daytime hours of your Saturday. If you have travel plans, friends or family coming in or out of town, that are going to be traveling about the region, this is going to be causing some headaches for us. Low visibility, but also I think this is going to be enough that it starts to pile up. So many models are actually suggesting that some portions of the area could be seeing 6+ inches of snow. Now, is that going to be a widespread thing for all of us? No, but if I had to choose a range that I feel really comfortable with, that I think all of us will likely end up in, I think it's going to be that 3 to 6 inch range, but some spots are actually going to come in a little bit higher than that. This is one particular model keeping us in the 4 to 8 inch range. Now, if this is the case, the higher end of this total is likely going to be closer to the Wisconsin state line, and then we're closer to that 4 or 5 inch range across the near and south areas of I-80 or so. But again, I feel comfortable with a 3 to 6 inch range at this point, with just some isolated amounts higher than that. Something to watch this weekend, though. I think it's going to be causing some headaches. We're in the 30s the next couple of days, and then it gets even colder next week. I think by Monday of next week, we're going to be waking up to temperatures in some locations that are only in the single digits, highs near 20. Tonight, we're dropping down to 26 degrees. Tomorrow, 32 for Thanksgiving, partly sunny skies. Sunny skies expected on Friday.